Good day, YouTubers. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls from all around the world. What are we doing this week? We're going to build a display case similar to this one. I couldn't find the rope trim like I've got on this, but I got something that's close to it I'll use to cover up the edge of the plywood. So I bought this piece thinking I could use it, but it's only half-inch thick, and the time I got it home and had it out here in the shed for the weekend, it already bowed up. So because it's only half-inch, I was trying to save money, but I really didn't save money. I did save money on the glass though. I got this 4x8 sheet of plexiglass Lexan acrylic. Was $267 and I got it for $133, and I was able to cut out, got 2 panels for the front and the back, and then 2 panels for the ends, and I got those all laid out and cut out yesterday, working on making sure I had enough room and get all the pieces out of one sheet of the glass, and that made it where my rough drawing here is 42 by 12, 36 inches high, and it just gives me enough room lengthwise and widthwise to squeeze it in there. So today, working on laying out this thicker sheet. Got some 3/4 inch here that we've had as a work surface in the shop here for several years. Originally that was a train, part of a train table, a 4x8 sheet, and I'd already cut it up and used some of it for other projects, and I think I got another piece of it left over right there that is smaller, I use on the sawhorses. But I got a ton of train stuff in storage up there, and I'm thinking after we get this ship done and the display case done, I'm not certain yet. I have been looking at other ships to build. I couldn't really find what I was looking for on Artesia Latina, so I started looking on Oaktree, and I saw a couple there I might be interested in. So I'm struggling deciding what to do after we get this display case done. So if anybody's got any ideas, comments, don't hesitate to let me know what you think. So in the layout process here, I'm going to let the front bigger panels butt up against the end panels, and router this out with a 1/4 inch wide bit. I got a 1/4 inch, and I got one that's a little bigger than a 1/4 inch, which I may end up using because of the fit in the wood and all. And I want to router it out down, probably half of the thickness of this 3/4 inch sheet of plywood, and then that glass will set into that slot, and we'll be able to put the trim pieces on the corners and the top section. So I'm going to use this for top, which is I think it's a melamine, I'm not sure, but it's got that white on one side already, and it's stiff and thick enough to use for a lid. It'll be similar to that one. I didn't have melamine when I did that one. It's just a piece of plywood, 1/4 inch thick. So this glass here sets down in a groove, and you can actually lift the glass out of the base if you want to get to the ship. I do have a couple little dabs of silicone in the corners so it can't flop off easily, but it can be removed. So that's the same process I'm going to do with this one. Cut that slot down in there 1/4 inch or 3/8 of an inch deep or more, and set the glass in there. And then these are all my trim pieces. I got some corner round, outside corner, we'll put that on last, glue it on so it doesn't show, and then inside corner round, and that's what the glass will mount to. We'll screw it to it, drill holes in the glass and screw it into the edge of this, and then that'll be what shows on the inside of the case. And then I'm thinking of using this on the edge of the plywood all the way around. I got these they were on sale, so I got like 4 or 5 of them. They were only like $3 a stick. But altogether, I spent $175, close to $200. I had a $40 gift card that I needed to use up. So $40 gift card plus the 170, so $220 altogether for this display case. And I got all the pieces I need except the light. And here in the shop, I've got lots of lights. So I was thinking, instead of buying anything, I might use one of these. I don't know if it might be too long. I have to measure one, but I got other lights and I can come up with something if I need to. See, this one's got LED high density ribbon in there, and it lights up good when you turn it on. I got to reach over there to get to the switch. See if I can turn that on. Yeah. So you see, it really does a good job of lighting up the inside of the case. You get the good view of everything. So, don't know what I'm going to do yet for lighting, but we've got to build the case first, and then the lid and the lighting is last anyway. So, getting ready to set this, get the router set up. I'll set it out here and make a mess out here running the router. Once I get confident, I might have to take some strips of wood or something as a guide and screw it down here. So once this gets cut out for the glass, I'm going to cut the edge of the plywood all the way around, so it'll be like 1.5 inch reveal for the base of the display case, further out than where the edge of the glass stops. This one is right close to the edge. There's only like 1/2 inch there. And I'm going to make this one a little bigger. And once we get it all routed out, then we'll sand it up real good and stain it and all. So that's the plan today. Okay, we've pre-drilled a hole in the corner. Check the rotation so it doesn't want to pull in toward the middle part where the ship's going to set. We've got a straight edge clamped down at the outside edge of the bit. Measure down through here from the edge of the router. Let's see what happens. That didn't sound good. No, we broke our bit. Man, I've used this thing hundreds of times. Broke it right off. Well, I don't have another one that's that diameter. So now I'm going to have to go get a different bit. A new bit. Good grief. Alright, we got a new bit, so let's try it again. So this time I started out with the bit a little bit shallower. Maybe that's why the other one broke. I was cutting too deep. So now I'm going to go down to my theoretical depth. It'll be like 3/8. I need to blow this off first though, don't I? But I think that's going to work. Okay, so we got our groove cut out. all the way around, and I used a chisel to open up the rounded part of the corners so the glass will fit in there. I test fitted one of the big pieces. It'll be just fine. So now we got a measurement on here from the edge of this plate, the fence, over to the inside edge of the blade, and that makes our blade cut just on the thickness side of this square. So we're going to run the cut on this side, and then we'll move the clamps and the stuff to the other side. We got to cut that bad part off that's over there, and then we'll cut this off here. And this side we don't have to cut. After we get those three pieces off, then we can get this prep for sanding and staining. We'll do some test fit with 3 of the pieces of glass, maybe all 4 of them if I can get them to stand up. Alright, we got the 2 side long pieces cut off. Now let's do that short one there. Hitting my clamp. Now we'll have trim to cover that little bit of cutout. Not enough to worry about, but there's the base plate. I'm gonna let you guys know before I get too far ahead. I got the exhaust fan installed, the solar panel, and it's sitting there running right now. I don't know if you could hear that or not, but it's pretty much moving some air. I just popped that louver off very carefully without damaging it, and then mounted the fan in there. Had to space it back a little bit so when I could put the louver back on. And I spent a little time cleaning the louver up, cleaning the screen up behind those vanes. Excuse me. And then we screwed it back down with some stainless steel screws and painted, touched it up. Okay, let me show you how I'm doing this. First, I'm picking a spot and offsetting the other side so they're not lined up with each other. And then with this small drill bit, which is for the diameter of the screw inside that corner round, so I do get a bite on the material in there. So this is probably half the size of the screw diameter, but it keeps it from wanting to blow that up in there where that corner round is. Give it a little bit of relief. And then I'm going in there with a second bit, just the depth of the glass and the plexiglass and open it up to the beginning of the hole that's in there, the small one, in the corner round. And that gives me relief for the outer diameter of the threads on the screw. And then I'm using this to countersink the opening for the head of the screw. And then we're taking the screw and going in there until it pulls up that corner round. And we do another one here, and we work our way up to the top. So we'll have 4 on each corner. And I'm just using masking tape to hold the corners together. And of course these blocks are keeping the ends from moving, where I've already worked this backside and got it done with what we're doing in the front now. So I'll pull that out and move the blocks from the front to the back, and that holds this piece on the end where it should be while we get all the screws in the front corners done. And of course I haven't done this corner here yet, but you can see it's just a piece of tape holding that glass together in that spot, and then the clamp is holding it in the back so it doesn't flop over. And then I've labeled, these were the ones that were in the back, A, B, C, and D. And then I've labeled the glass that's going to get covered up by the outside corner round, A, B, C, and D. So I can put these pieces right exactly back in the same position they were, and then screw it together. So once we get the 4 corners done, then we got to work on the same thing for the top. We'll be running the inside corner round and mounting it to the glass, and then an outside corner round later on to cover up the inside. And that's similar to what we've done over here. And then we'll attach the lid to the bottom of the inside quarter round after we cut it to fit, which will be this piece here. So I'm going to keep drilling and screwing away and try to get this front side on, and then we'll work on the top next, maybe next week, because it's Friday already. And I'm going to go to the Florida Flywheel event in Dade City tomorrow and celebrate my grandson's birthday and watch a tractor pull and walk around and do all the events that are there. She fits. The Royal Sun is temporarily in its home. And you can see we're just wide enough to clear the yard arms. I got about half an inch on each side, or half an inch overall. Just enough to clear the top. We put it on. And all 4 sides are temporarily screwed together. Once I do the top, I may add some more screws just to stiffen it up even better and make it stronger. Maybe 2, 4, 6 more screws on each corner. Yeah, I'll probably do that. But I just want to make sure All my measurements were good. And I think we're okay. Now we will have to lengthen or modify the switch. This is using one of them large size button cell batteries, and I've got a spare there taped onto the little battery box so I can switch it out real easy when it goes bad. But we do need to locate that outside the case somehow. Thanks for watching.